Hi, I'm Neeraj, CTO and co-founder of Bluzelle. In the next several minutes, I'm going to show you two things. One, how easy it is to implement Bluzelle as a data cache service. Two, how Bluzelle performs against Redis, the current leading data cache. Let's look right now at the current file, client.js. Let's look at line 39. What's interesting here is where we're calling Bluzelle connection IDX, and we're trying to do a quick read of a key value pair identified by the key ID. We try to read this value and the return value gets put into profile. What we're doing here is the cache aside pattern. We're asking Bluzelle, hey, do you have this object? And if it does have that object, we put it into this variable called profile. Now, if we don't manage to find it in Bluzelle, that's called a cache miss. And then we go to our traditional middleware. So whatever you might already have in your application or game code, or you might have planned to make where you call your existing middleware, this is what you would have. You're not removing anything. You're actually leaving it as it is. And all you're saying is, hey, if Bluzelle didn't have it, go and get it from wherever else I was going to get it from anyway. So it's one line of code to get it from Bluzelle. That's the key point here. Now, if you do get it from your existing server, which is a cache miss, this is probably the kind of function you'd be calling. You'd be, getting your data from Redis, possibly from an SQL server. And ultimately, the most important thing is, since it was a cache miss and you're calling your backend to get your data, as you saw in this previous file here, when you called send to server, you also want to add the data to Bluzelle. And what this does is it adds that key value pair to Bluzelle. Now, within seconds of calling this line asynchronously, the entire Bluzelle network will get that data, and now if you were to call this function again from any client in the world, it would return the proper object. So there you have it. You got one line of code to add the right to Bluzelle in here, in your server middleware, and you got one line of code to read the data from your clients. It's really that simple. You don't have to remove any existing code. You're simply making an optional call to Bluzelle to accelerate your software. The next thing we're going to do now is we're going to focus on performance. So I'm going to now show you a window for a web application. And what it does here is it looks at the response times that it takes from different cities that are testing performance to the Bluzelle network and to a Redis backend. The Redis backend is sitting in Virginia in the east coast of the United States. So what we're going to have here are the response times in red for Redis and blue for Bluzelle. And on the left here, we're going to show a graph. And in fact, that graph's going to be visible here for Redis in red and Bluzelle in blue. So we're going to start with 10 tests. So this is load testing, parallel 10 requests. And we're going to do non-Bluzelle right now. So these are Redis requests from San Jose. And you can see 211 milliseconds. We're going to do the exact same test again, but with Bluzelle, 7 milliseconds average. So you can see each of the individual measurements and you can see the averages here. Now, if you click on this graph, you can see in linear mode that Bluzelle is almost not even registering, right? This is a regular linear graph. The red solid line is the running Redis average. The blue solid line is the Bluzelle running average. Now, if you go into exponential mode, you can see the y-axis is now exponential, and you can see that the orders of magnitude, Bluzelle is just orders of magnitude faster than the Redis instance here at 8 milliseconds average versus over 200. So we're going to do another quick test here with Singapore. Okay, so we're going to do the test with Redis. We're going to do it with Bluzelle. And you can see the averages here, 19 milliseconds versus 723. Again, look at the differences here. The linear curve, you can't even see Bluzelle. It's barely visible at the bottom. In the exponential, orders of magnitude, folks, that's the difference here. You can see that Bluzelle is clocking in under 20. Redis is at 700. So again, you've got, almost 1.5 orders of magnitude of difference here. Bluzelle is literally that much faster. So that's really the interesting aspects here. And this is the object that we're pulling in. It's a 56 kilobyte payload. At this point, I'd like to thank you for watching my demo. And if you'd like to learn more, please head to docs.bluzelle.com for full details and pointers to our group chat and other useful links.